I recently watched Poor Things, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who also made The Favourite, which I have watched, and The Lobster, which I fortunately haven't watched, but I do want to see now. Now, if you've heard of this film, you might have heard things like it's weird, it's insane, it's crazy thrown around. And all of those adjectives are entirely true. This film is insane, wacky, weird, but also quite wonderful. IMDb describes the movie as the incredible tale about the fantastical evolution of Bella Baxter, a young woman brought back to life by the brilliant and unorthodox scientist Dr. Goodwin Baxter. That description alone doesn't really tell you the full scale of what this film is. First of all, the art direction. Oh my god, this film looks gorgeous. The sets are amazingly well designed, the costumes are great, the music is spectacular. The film is just gorgeous to look at. You can see so many little details in the background. You can see there's a lot of different like musical cues, and it's just so gorgeously and passionately well made and put together as a really good looking film. The cinematography is great, and I understand all of its Oscar nominations. I think it does deserve the nomination of every single one of that, and I think it should win that Oscar. I haven't even got into the story. The story is weird. It's sort of this Frankenstein-esque, fish out of water-esque coming-of-age story. Yeah, it is actually a coming-of-age story, but just a very weird coming-of-age story in a way that is very different than other normal coming-of-age stories. And by Frankenstein-esque, it's basically this woman who's brought back to life, called Bella Baxter, who is played by Emma Stone, who is sort of literally a child in an adult's body, and I think Emma Stone does a really great job portraying that. The scientist, which is sort of the Frankenstein character, who brings Bella Baxter to life, is played by Willem Dafoe, who's Godwin Baxter, who is referred to as God in the film because he plays God by creating life in a human. And I've got to say, Willem Dafoe does an excellent job in this film. I love Willem Dafoe in anything he is, and I think he does a really great job playing a Scottish scientist. And he's not Scottish, but I believe that he was Scottish for this film. But Mark Ruffalo, I think, is a really big standout in this film. He's really funny. I think he's really great in his role. It's very interesting to see him in something that is not Marvel, and he said this in interviews where he's tired sort of playing the Marvel character of just over and over again, and he wants to try something which is new, and I totally respect that, and you can see in this film he's having so much fun playing the role he is. And sort of with his character has this relationship with Bella Baxter. When I mean a relationship, I mean an intimate relationship. But sort of you can see, because the film follows the evolution of Bella Baxter, and there's a sort of juxtaposition where the Mark Ruffalo's character sort of devolves and turns into a man baby, while Bella Baxter turns into a full-on, like, developed mind with, like, do you see the evolution? You see the phases of life she goes through with being a baby, then going through adolescence, and then at the end she's an adult, sort of. And this film is also very funny. It's got quite funny jokes, but also just it does this thing where it's absurd, very absurd, that it becomes funny. That when things happen, it's funny, and it doesn't do a thing where it hides stuff. It shows it upright. It shows nudity upright, and it's very explicit. That's another thing. I watched this with my dad, but we made the choice to sit in either ends of the theatre because we heard that it was quite explicit, and I was not ready for how explicit this is. Go and watch this film, but do not watch this with your parents. And I'm going to stress, go and watch this film. Please go out and support this film. If this is in theatres, go and watch this. And I think the other movie out right now is Madam Web, so go and watch this rather than Madam Web, because this is so much better. I'm pretty sure, because what I've seen with Madam Web doesn't look anything as good as this. Just go and support weird, wacky films like this. If you see a film that looks like weird in this, but actually has maybe good reviews, or maybe actually looks decent, then go and see it, because there's a bigger chance you're going to like this than the next superhero film. And I may be seeming like I don't like superhero films, and I would like to say I love the Marvel films, and I mean, they've disappointed me. But really, me deciding to go out and see more original films is a choice, and I think it's a great choice I've made. And it led me to seeing this film, and I think this film does sort of make my top 10 films of the year, and I might be showing you my top 10. I definitely give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Go and watch this film. Not with your parents, with some friends, but just go and watch this film. Support this film. And that's it from me, and I'll be seeing you in another review. Have a great day.